there, friends. Welcome back to Second Star to the Left. I'm Michelle, and this is my daughter, Billy.
Hi.
And here's where we'll share board game reviews, ramblings, and a few wrong turns along the scenic route. Today we're trying something a little bit different. We're gonna bring you a 2 for Tuesday because Button Shy...
Don't say that like it's a thing, then you'll have to do it every Tuesday.
You know things could happen.
Nuh-uh.
Button Shy has a live Kickstarter right now with 2 solo games, both by designer Steve Aramini, whose name you should recognize because he is part of the design team that gave us Sprawlopolis, Agropolis, Combopolis, Natureopolis, all of the Opolis. We're not going to do a full playthrough of these, but I am going to give you a little bit of a description, let you see what it looks like, show you a bit of the mechanics and the scoring, and tell you our thoughts. Now, these are print and play copies that were provided in advance for us by Button Shy, but we will give you our honest opinion of what we think of the games and also of how well we did playing the game. The first one we're going to share with you is River Wild, which is a river building game where you are protecting magical creatures in protected valleys. The description for this game says, every year in the realm of the wild, the first snow of the season brings new life to the land and the creatures who inhabit it. High atop the tallest peaks, the sun beats down on this fresh blanket of white, creating a rushing river that floods the magical valleys below. In River Wild, you must carve out the most harmonious land possible, plotting the river's course to create protected valleys for local wildlife to thrive. So first of all, the local wildlife is frog princes and jackalopes and dragons and unicorns. You are going to be creating protected valleys, which means you're going to have the river running along all sides of this land to enclose it, and you're going to enclose both the creatures and the scoring conditions that will help you get points. Or not. Like most Button Shy games, this is an 18 card game, with one of the cards being your scoring card and the other being the source of the river up top of the mountain. You're going to give the other cards a shuffle. And again, this is a print and play, and I usually do not do print and plays, so pardon my cutting. The cards are a little bit uneven, and this is a prototype, so some things might change. But thank you to Button Shy for sharing this with us, despite our print and play skills. Usually, you would put 3 cards along the bottom and the draw pile. I'm going to put them off to the side just so that they stay in the camera and we can see them. We may have to move them around a little because sometimes the River Wild gets a little wild and it takes up a little bit more of the table than you would think. So the placement rules are pretty simple. The river has to always flow down and it cannot connect to land directly unless there's a mountain. You can split the river like this in half, but you cannot turn the cards either sideways or upside down. You're going to try to be getting these little scoring conditions right here inside the protected valleys along with the matching critters so that you can score points, which, by the way, is much harder than it sounds. There's a little ranking card that tells you where you score, and I have not made it out of the base rank. So just so you know. So we have 3 cards to choose from, plus we get to see what's coming up next in the draw deck, and each card flips over so that the river would go either from left to the bottom or from the right to the bottom. Some of the cards have rivers that extend through the whole card, and some are half. And you're allowed to flip them either way you want in order to help you out. The best thing you can do is split your river as many times as you can to create little pockets of protected valleys to put these critters in.
Is that the best thing you can do? I'm not sure you're the best one to give advice.
Given my past performance in this game, you might want your own strategy, but you are going to have to split the river to get enough protected valleys.
Yeah.
Being able to flip the cards either way provides lots of options. It also sometimes tricks my brain into thinking that I can put a dragon here when I can't, because if I were to place him here, he'd be outside of that valley, and if I were to flip the card this way, I could not put this land next to that river. Once you have your 3 cards and your deck set up and the source at the top, you're ready to go, and you're going to take turns placing a card down the river and trying to get both the wildlife and the scoring conditions inside those protected valleys, which is not as easy as it looks. So for instance, I could put this little frog right here at the top, but can I flip it? Nope. Oh yeah, I can. Look. And then I can put this one here. You can have a river that doesn't connect as long as you don't try to build up. So now I have a frog and I need a jackalope. Am I going to get a jackalope? Eventually. So we could maybe ignore him for a minute. You're going to continue building down the river until you used all of the cards that you can place, which is usually the whole deck. Sometimes there's one that just won't fit anywhere. Once you have all the cards out on the table, then you can look at how many protected valleys you have. And in this case, I have 1, 2, 3. These don't count because they're not closed off. These are on the edges and therefore not closed off. And this little one down here isn't closed off at the bottom either, despite having 1 mountain. So I would get 2 points for each of the completed protected valleys, and then I would score points based on what's in them.
How well are you going to score for this map?
Not well. But the other thing that's still like a wild card, a little possibility if you mess up something like this map, is, for example, oh no, if this one had been closed off, I could have used these 2 runes to be frogs to give me points for that. However, this one is not closed off. This one here, however, is closed and would score for any 5 animals. There are 3 here, but also 2 rune stones next to it that I can use to score for that protected valley. So you have some options to help you if you get stuck or if you mess up. When I first saw this game, I thought it was something like a reversed unsurmountable because, you know, you have the mountain and you're connecting trails in unsurmountable to go up, but in this case you're connecting the rivers to go down. I find this one a little bit trickier. I feel like the ability to flip the cards over is very helpful, but can also cause a bit of analysis paralysis even in a solo game where I just keep constantly flipping and trying to see what my choices are. I really, really enjoy this one. I have played it probably a dozen times since we got it. It's bright, it's colorful, it's got fantasy animals in it. I can only hope that I will get better at this one, and when I do get a little bit better, we will probably do a solo-ish so that you can get a look. But for now, I wanted you to get an idea of what it would feel like to play this game. The second game that's available in the Kickstarter is Ancient Realm, which is an 18-card civilization building game with a bit of resource management mixed in for good measure. Again, this one is also designed by Stephen Aramini from all of the Opolis. This one plays differently than any other Button Shy game that I have, and while River Wild felt familiar enough for me to just jump right in, this one was new and exciting, and I thought maybe the rules would be overwhelming. They are not. You are simply building out a civilization and managing your resources.
Simply building out an entire civilization.
You are simply building out an entire civilization.
As one does.
And managing your workers and resources. This game is made up of 4 storage cards. So you have 1 for your gold, 1 for your wheat, 1 for wood, and 1 for stone.
Shouldn't they all be facing the same way?
No, this is how you count.
That one's on 3.
You get more gold to start.
Oh, okay. So I thought you were just being dumb.
No, I'm not. You can tell how much resources you have by the number that is facing towards you. And for setup, it's very simple because they have a nice white border around them, so you don't even have to look up how many of everything you get. It's right there for you. You also get a set of district cards, which have 3 citizens or a quarry or a mine that you can use. And you get a stack of wonder cards.
Wonderful.
They are wonderful, but they're the buildings and monuments that you can build. So you give each of these a little shuffle. The backs of these cards have powers that you can use. Usually they would go over to the side, but I'm trying to keep everything in camera for you, so I'm going to put them right here. So you're going to have your
So what you're saying is
wonder
this is
cards.
all the viewers' fault.
No, I'm not saying that. And you have your district cards. You flip 2 of each. Flip 2 of each, and then that's it. You're ready to go. On your turn, what you can do is either take a district card and add it to your civilization, or you can build a wonder. Now, you can place a district card for free at any time, and you can place it either next to or on top of the district card that you had. If you're placing it on top of it, then you would pay 1 coin, so like this, and then get 1 wheat. like that, and you just add up your wheat like that. That's how you're going to get your resources.
Seems easy enough.
It is. It is extremely easy to track. And the idea is to build up enough resources that you can then spend those resources to build these wonders. These will give you powers and score you victory points at the end. You're going to keep doing this, managing your resources, trying to gain more, building out wonders, placing cards over these to get more resources until you have used all the cards that you can use. You're going to build out your civilization, and at the end you will score points for all of the purple boxes that are on the cards. That's it. On the backs of the wonders, you are able to abandon any unbuilt wonder to the discard in order to get 1 resource or 2 gold. On the backs of the district cards are different powers that are available to you as long as that card back is showing. So you have to be able to think a few moves ahead, because if you need another district card and you flip it over, well, then that power is gone. So if you were planning on using it, it's no longer available to you. While Billy isn't usually the solo game player in this house, that's an understatement, right?
Well, yeah.
This is one that I think she will actually pick up and play.
Almost definitely.
Because this is the one that most closely resembles the civilization building games that you like to play as video games.
Yes.
For me, it was really nice to have all of this feel of a resource management, civilization building game just right here in 18 cards. It kind of felt like a tiny little Euro game in that way, and you were just trying to manage your workers and your resources throughout the whole thing. I was much more successful in this than I was in River Wild, but I like them both equally for very different reasons. River Wild is more of a visual puzzle where you're trying to make all those rivers connect in a way that makes sense. This one feels a little bit differently thinky. because
word's good.
Because honestly, River Wild was more challenging for me to play, but this one is just a different kind of thought process. They are both a lot of fun. They both take about 15 to 20 minutes, although Billy's just making snarky comments over here that River Wild takes me about a half an hour.
Yeah.
That is not true. I'm just trying to get the little magical creatures protected in their valleys where they should be, and also make those creatures score me points. We definitely enjoy these two. If you like Button Shy games, if you have liked any of the Obelisk games, if any of these seem interesting to you, I highly recommend you go over and check it out for yourself and see if it's something that you might want to back. Like I said, once we get a few more plays in and I am better at both of these games, we will...
One of those will happen.
We will consider making a solo-ish for you. For now, if you have any questions, throw them down in the comments and I will happen to answer them as best that I can. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see,
or if you'd like to keep watching until we get one right,
then please like, subscribe, and share. As always, open tables, open minds, and play yourselves.
Bye!
This week we're going to try something a little bit different with 2 for Tuesday. I'm not going to say it this time.
No.
I was ready this time. Okay, you're right. Last time.
Oh my goodness.
This week we're trying something a little bit different and giving you a 2 for
Don't say
Tuesday.
that like that. You told me I started too early. It's all, you gotta use the first take and then edit in whatever you say next.
Okay, here, well, let's try. Here we go.
Just jump cut to whatever happens after. The first take was the best.
This video we're trying something a little different and doing a 2 for Tuesday
Don't
because
say it like that, then you're gonna make them think we're doing it every week, and we're gonna have to do it every week. And I said that wrong, and it's bad.
okay, I can't cut that.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't splice it though. That's the kind of thing that has
No,
to go.
you don't splice this part. You splice the part after.
No, this isn't gonna work.
No.
Let's try.
We're not gonna repeat that part again.
Yes,
Just go
we
to
are.
the next
No,
part. and
no,
splice
because it'll
to
be
the
all like
next.
this. And this is a good video.
None of our videos are good videos.
Yes, they are.